What's going on, guys? It's your boy beatsbyash, back at it again with another banger of a video. And today I wanted to switch things up with a Wilds of Eldraine draft on the channel, which has recently returned to Arena. And if you're a longtime watcher of the channel, then you know that Wilds of Eldraine is one of my favorite draft sets of all time, and arguably the set that was responsible for getting me back into Magic after a several year hiatus. So I hope you guys enjoy the draft, enjoy the games, and if you haven't checked out Wilds of Eldraine for yourself, now is a great time to do so. And without further ado, let's get into the goo. Alright, welcome to a Wilds of Eldraine draft on the channel, and man, am I excited about this one. Wilds of Eldraine will surely go down as my favorite draft set of all time outside of original Innistrad. Alright, so we're starting off with a pretty strong pack here. Our rare is Mosswood Dread Knight, which I remember to be a pretty strong card. This card is basically an infinite value engine. There's also a Graceful Takedown. There is a Fairy Fencing. Hollow Scavenger is good. There's a couple good green cards in this pack. There's also a Hopeless Nightmare, which I've liked a lot in this format. Green-black, I think, was my most played deck. So let's go ahead and lock in the Mosswood Dread Knight. Okay, we've got a rare here in Lord Skitter's Blessing. I mean, Lord Skitter's Blessing can be very good. You just have to have enough roll tokens for it to be really strong, right? I think I'm just going to go with Sweet Tooth Witch here. I think it's safe, and it works really well in green-black. Okay, pack number 3, there is a Ingenious Prodigy, which was a standout whenever this set was going on. I think I'm probably most interested in that. There is a Outrider and a Witchstalker, two cards that honestly just fell flat during the format. There's a Woodland Acolyte, which is probably the next best card after the Prodigy. Honestly, I just think this is strictly the best card in the pack, so I'm going to pick it up because there is a lot of fixing in this format. It's very likely you could end up in a 3-color deck in these drafts. Okay, there's a Back for Seconds, which usually the first copy was pretty much worth. There's also a Return from the Wilds, which fared pretty well, assuming that you ended up in a, ramping green deck and you have a lot of food things. Although most of the time, you were doing the 1/1 token and the land. There's also a Cooped Up, but I'm not in white at all. It's looking like black is flowing pretty well. I remember Rowan's Grim Search was just an all-around worse version of Back for Seconds. And there's two good white cards here, Cooped Up being a really good card, and Hopeful Vigil being a good card that comboed with the card that bounced stuff back to your hand. Okay, well, there's another Cooped Up and another Hopeful Vigil. There's also some good blue cards in this pack. We could just be black-blue. Black-blue Fairies was a pretty strong deck. Honestly, I think I'm going to take the Hopeful Vigil here. I do want into the Fate Court, but those tend to go pretty late. See what's available here. Okay, there's a Prophetic Prism. Prophetic Prism gives us a better chance to be able to play either black-green, black, or black-blue and be able to splash something. Prophetic Prism was one of my favorite cards in the format because it really helped enable those 3 colors decks, and sometimes even 4 color decks. So it looks like we've been kind of cut out of green here, and that's completely fine. There's an Aquatic Alchemist, which wasn't terrible. There's a Return from the Wilds. This card was just trash. I think I'm probably just down for an Alchemist here. Yeah, I think I'm down for the Alchemist here. Think about trying to be black-blue. Okay, if we want to be black-blue, there's a Spell Stutter. There's also a Gallant Pie Wielder, but that deck was that card was really only good in aggro decks. So I think I'm going to try to move into this blue-black Fairies deck here. Okay, well, there's also a Hollow Scavenger going to pick 9. There's a Spreading Seas and an Obira's Attendant. Honestly, a late Hollow Scavenger could be a sign. I'm probably going to end up in a really weird position in this draft, but I'm going to take it and see where it goes. 3 Bowls of Porridge was always just terrible. Dark Tutelage was terrible. Diminisher Witch was a card that you played because you had to play it. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the Diminisher Witch here. Oh, hey, I guess we are playing Fairies. I know that whenever you wanted to play Fairies, you always wanted to have at least 1 copy. You wanted to have at least like 2 copies of Into the Fate Court. Some amount of draw 3 spells. Living Lectern was pretty garbage. I mean, these red cards are okay too, but I don't really see us moving into red. I guess I'll just take the Lectern if we don't make playables. Oh, hey, there's a second Into the Fate Court. Well, I'm definitely blue here. I'm definitely blue. The question is, am I black or am I green? Well, this pack is very strong. So we've got Agatha's Champion, which turned out to be a very strong card in the format. We've also got a Feed the Cauldron, which was just a good card, and a Curse of the Werefox. 2 black cards, 2 green cards. I think I'm willing to splash for Agatha's Champion. We could just be black, blue, splashing green, or green, blue, splashing black. That is a possibility. Either way, I just think this is the strongest card in the pack. And we have a couple food synergies already. Feed the Cauldron would often wheel in this format. Also, Candy Trail isn't terrible in a deck like this. Okay, there's a Breach the Mirror. That was a fun card, but it never really panned out. There's a Rat Out, there's a Hollow Scavenger, and there's a Torch the Tower, which was the best removal spell in this format. Man, this is a crazy pack. I mean, I think I'm just going to take the Hollow Scavenger here. It's just a safe card. Rat Outs are really good, but people typically undervalued them. Ooh, well, there's a Restless Cottage, but there's also a Hamlet Glutton. This is tough, man. One thing I remember about green was that if you were the person who wasn't getting fed Hamlet Gluttons, you were in a terrible position. I mean, I feel like we're trying to go pretty deep into green here, and although I do really want this cottage, I think I'm going to go with the Glutton because he was pretty important in green decks in general. If you didn't have a Glutton, you were feeling really bad because this was the one card that allowed you to get back on the board playing control deck. Oh, and there's another Glutton. There's also an Archive Dragon. I think Glutton is just a little bit better than Archive Dragon. There's also a Curse the Werefox, which was pretty good as well. Yeah, I think I just can't pass up on this second Hamlet Glutton. Well, I'm glad that we committed to green here because our green is hitting, man. Ooh-wee. Okay, well, this pack doesn't really have as much for us. I guess there's a Rat Out if we want to just cut blue here and be black-green splashing Alchemist. That could be a play. We're going to have to hope that we get past some pretty good cards here because we're probably going to be low on playables, and I don't want to have to splash too many blue cards. But Rat Out is a really strong card. Okay, well, there's a Howling Gale Fang. I mean, we already have 3 cards that have Adventure. This card was really good as long as you had Adventure. If you didn't, it could be kind of mediocre. It's probably also just better in the red-green deck, but I think it's still a fine card to have in our deck nonetheless. It fills up the curve. Oh, there is a Root Rider Fawn, which can fix our mana, which is probably going to be very important here. It's unfortunate that we haven't been in position to be able to take these Torch the Towers, because this was a card that I quite frequently just splashed anytime I could, but seeing how our colors are, I think we just need this for the fixing, and I'm glad to take it with 2 Glutton and 1 Agatha's Champion. This card was also pretty strong as a splash as well. Just being able to tap someone down and put a stun counter on it was nice, although the blue-white tap deck in general was just complete garbage. I guess I'll pick up an Obira's Attendant here. Oh hey, we get past a Curse the Werefox, pick 9. That's amazing for us. Sweet. Well, our green pool is coming along very nicely, and these are pre-play boosters, so we actually get 15 cards, which justifies us, you know, cutting out blue early on here. Green has looked pretty open, so I feel decently happy about my decision. I mean, I already have an Obira's Attendant. I guess I'll just take the Stone Splitter Bolt. It's kind of crazy some of these cards have been wheeling, but I guess people are, you know, just becoming familiar with the format again, or some people just didn't play in it. One thing I do remember is that you really wanted to get, you know, a decent amount of 2-drops in this format, and we've been pretty fortunate thus far. I mean, I guess Johan Stopgap was pretty good. This guy was pretty good as well. I think I should have taken the Stopgap there. That was just a mental misstep for me because I could have splashed Stopgap. Stopgap was great. I might have to splash. Nah, I'll probably take Titanic Growth. It's a combat spell, and combat was pretty important. Well, Leaping Ambush is better than Titanic Growth. All right, moving on to pack 3 here. All right, well, I guess I'm black-green. I am committing to this Ashiok. One thing you got to know about this format is that Ashiok is the only Planeswalker in the entire format, and that makes this card absolutely insane, because it's the only infinite value engine in the format, and it gets out of control way too fast. Definitely one of the bigger bombs in the format for sure. This was probably my highest performing format of all time, but I definitely have had a mental misstep today, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good with the Ashiok and what we've committed to. Okay, hey. There's a Scream Puff. This was a good card if you didn't end up with enough 5-drops, but it's looking like we are going to be able to make playables in terms of our 5-drops. I definitely like to get some more fixing here. I'm probably just going to end up taking the Scream Puff because I want to be primary black to play the Ashiok no matter what. Okay, there's a High Fae Negotiator. That was a pretty strong card. No green cards in this pack, unfortunately. There's a Commune with Nature, which was okay. if you had a Gruff triplets. Other than that, it was pretty garbage. All right, well, we have a lot of big game drops, and this is not going very well for us. I guess I'll take the High Fae Negotiator. Well, there's a Stormkilled Vanguard. It's another really high-costed card, but the Destroy Artifact and Enchantment effect is really relevant. Fairy Dream Thief was a good card as well. Okay, there is Troublemaker Oath. There's also another Curse the Werefox. I think I'd rather just have Curse the Werefox in this situation. It's unfortunate we haven't seen more fixing yet. Our deck looks pretty good. Our curve does not look good. I guess I could play the Scarecrow Guide. Oh, hey, there's an Ironcrag. That's cool. I do like Troublemaker Oath. I think I just want some more interaction. I'm going to go with the Feed the Cauldron here. It gives us another piece of interaction. And on top of that, it gives us a food token to bargain away for our Gluttons and our Agathis champion. So, pretty nice. I did really like the Troublemaker Oath, though. That was a card that I found myself playing quite frequently. All right, well, I'm not really interested in any of these cards. I guess I'll take Balloonist Gatekeeper. Nah, I'm just gonna take another Leaping Ambush here. Oh, there's another Hamlet Glutton. Well, I mean, I'll take 3 Hamlet Glutton. That card's amazing in our deck. Not amazing for our curve, but it is one of the ways we can get back in the game. Well, this card was just terrible. But this is a card that's probably going to make it into our deck. Disdainful Stroke for the side deck. Most likely going to have to play the Scarecrow Guide here, which I don't feel terrible about. I think we've got a lot of good cards in this deck regardless. Return from the Wilds is a good piece of fixing to be able to play the Prodigy. Commune with Nature is hella suspicious. Maybe we'll play it, but hopefully not. I'll take the Cookie. Give me a random card that goes in the bottom half of our curve because our deck is really high costed. There's a Sugar Rush. I mean, I doubt that I'll play it, but maybe. Another Sugar Rush. Okay. Well, that's all she wrote. Overall, we have a pretty high quality deck. It's just a little unfortunate that we didn't get more mid-range cards and that our deck's a little bit overcosted, but I think we'll be able to do pretty well with this. Especially since we have an Ashiok and 3 Hamlet Glutton. I'm feeling amazing about that. All right, well, this is the deck here. We've got some pretty awesome cards such as Mosswood Dread Knight, Ashiok, one of the best cards in the format, 3 Hamlet Glutton, which was a staple in any green deck in order to succeed. Unfortunately, we didn't end up with that much fixing. The cards that you really wanted were Brave the Wilds and, you know, maybe another Prophetic Prism. Those were the 2 good ones that were very easily accessible. Root Rider Fawn and Scarecrow Guide with the 1 Prophetic Prism will have to do, though. And I think other than our curve, this deck looks absolutely amazing and I love our chances. Now I'm excited to revisit some Wilds of Eldraine once again. So let's go ahead and hop into these games. All right, hopping into match number 1 here. Well, we've got all 3 of our sources with a Hollow Scavenger into 2 big drops. So I'm absolutely happy with that. Unfortunately, our opponent's going first. This hand would be a lot better going first here, just because our deck's a little bit slow. Hollow Scavenger. All right, I'll meet your Hollow Scavenger with a Hollow Scavenger of my own. Really need to find a second green source, but, you know, it's going to be quite a while before we can play these cards anyway. Red Tooth Vanguard. That's a classic for sure. Well, I'm not going to be able to use my food anytime soon, unfortunately. Probably just going to play down his Hollow Scavenger. The Huntsman's Redemption. Okay, that was a really good card. He's going to get a 3/3 token, and then he gets to sacrifice a creature, search his deck for another creature, which is really, really good. We're going to have to take it here, unfortunately. All right, we get a Scarecrow Guide. I guess if we have nothing else to do, we can drop that down next turn, but I'm going to put down the Hollow Scavenger. Hopefully we can, you know, trade away with this 3/3 here. Now, Red Tooth Vanguard is the one that you could get back. Yeah, this was actually a pretty cool card if you had ways to do things with it. I think green-white was the enchantment deck where you were able to manipulate it, and it was pretty good. He's going to sacrifice the Vanguard, and hopefully doesn't add a Gruff Triplets. Gruff Triplets was the card to beat when this format was going on. This was actually the format that was used at the World Championship, so I did quite a bit of work in this format. He's going to add a Hamlet Glutton. Well, I'm going to match you 2 Hamlet Gluttons, my guy. If I can draw one. It also would have been nice to get an Evolving Wilds. We weren't offered a single Evolving Wilds in any pack, which is very unfortunate. And I can't even say that green was contested because we got 3 Glutton. I feel like what happened is a lot of people were just pivoting during this draft. I mean, I guess here I'm willing to just trade, guys. I don't want to take any more damage. Ooh, that sucks. Well, I guess if he doesn't kill our Scarecrow Guide, we'll be able to actually play a Glutton. I know he's going to play Glutton here. Oh, very unfortunate. He's returning the Scarecrow guide back to hand. And we don't have another green source, so I can't play my Glutton currently. Drop down the Witch Stalker, but he has no mana, which is somewhat good for us. Because now I can use my Agatha's Champion to fight his 3-2, which is, like, decent. Now, Bargain is honestly one of my favorite mechanics of all time. Sack the food token. Go ahead and kill his Scavenger. And then we're going to pass. Alright, I like our shot here. If we get another green mana, that is. We know he's got a Glutton coming down. And then he's got a Balloonist Gatekeeper, which was a really subpar card. Alright, he's going to drop down the Hamlet Glutton. Unfortunately, we won't be able to play ours because we don't have a Bargain. And we're just not allowed to draw a green source. So, like, fuck me, I guess. So if I take all this damage here... Yeah, I don't want to take this much damage. I think I'm just going to use this to fight his guy. That's going to give me something to bargain with, which is decent. I really just need to stall out at this point. Unfortunately, we might just be mana screwed. We didn't end up with that much fixing, and that's probably our downfall. He's going to attack us for 6. I think I just need to take it here. I need the bargain ability, and we're going to gain back 3. If he just plays his Balloonist, that's really good for us. Beanstalk Worm. Okay. Okay, I see you. Ooh, that's an Ingenious Prodigy. Well, that's great. I can just play this no bargain, and then just wait to put this out. I think I'm down with that. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and do that, and then... I'm just going to hold up my champion. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have a fight spell. That'd be really bad for us. I remember the thing used to be, like, if you had a Curse of the Werefox and you fought the other guy's Hamlet Glutton, like, it was just bonkers. So this guy's Trample. I think what I'd want to do here is just double block. Okay, sweet. He didn't have a combat trick. I thought he might have had a combat trick. Like, combat tricks are very, very, relevant in this format, and that's where the combat was so fun, because there were so many ways to push damage through, and especially because Trample is just on everything. Oh, hey, that's a good value engine. Well, I think here, now's the time to where I could just be willing to start attacking with this. Yeah, I'm going to start attacking with this. Not going to trade? Okay. That's fine. My Glutton will do the talking, sir. Ayo. Double Glutton time, baby. Who is the bigger Glutton here? Is it me or you? I think it's me. You got a fight spell, Hoss? Because you got an Ingenious Prodigy. Ooh, okay. I see you, my guy. That card used to be really good in this format. Especially against boards like this. It's kind of good I had to play this Scarecrow, though, because it's giving me reach. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take the damage. And I've got more big guys. Alright, well, let's drop down our Ingenious Prodigy here. Now we've got a 7-8, so he has this on a 3-turn clock, but we have some card draw with the Mosswood Dread Knight and the Ingenious Prodigy. Looks like I'm going to outvalue him if we don't die here. I could get another Curse of the Werefox. Yeah, I think we just need Curse of the Werefox here. Leaving Ambush could do it too. And I can chump block with the Scarecrow at least one time. Okay. Got out of that dead draw there. Well, I guess let's do this. Ooh, okay. Let's attack with these. Start clocking him back. If he's willing to trade, I'm really happy with that. Okay. With that being said, I think I'm willing to do this now. Hopefully he plays down a creature that I can use with my Feed the Cauldron. That'd be really good for us. Stormkilled Vanguard was really good for me in competitive. There's a lot of artifacts and enchantments in this format that you want to be able to answer. Okay. Well, I'm going to do this, sir. That's really good for me. I'm pretty sure the way this works is his Vanguard gets fizzled. Yeah, so if you stop someone from doing an adventure, it fizzles. Unfortunately, he's clocking us, but we definitely have some outs. Ah, he's got double flyers. That sucks. Oh my gosh, that's really bad. Well, he got us. GG's. Okay, hopping into game number 2 here. We've got all of our lands. Once again, a very slow start, but the fact I actually have double green, I think I'm willing to just keep this. Opponent's gonna mull. Yeah, I mean, we're going second, so I think I'm down with this. If we were going first, I'm mulling all day. It's just the fact that Glutton can give you back health that is huge. Honestly, I was never really a fan of roll tokens. Huge fan of bargain, though. Let me know what you guys thought about the mechanics in this set. Ooh, okay. They're just breaking us up on lands. This is really bad. He's dropping down Elvish Archivist, which if you had a system to support it, this card was insane. Oh my god, he's got a system to support it. He's playing Nadu. This guy's playing Nadu 2.0. Nadu 1.0. Alright, another card I can't play. Thank you, thank you. Hopefully we can draw like a Sweet Tooth Witch or a Hollow Scavenger here. Doing nothing for a 4th turn in a row almost just guarantees we're just dead. That card would have been good in our deck. Okay, Feed the Cauldron is good here. It at least lets us survive, and it gives us a bargain fodder for our Glutton or for our Curse of the Werefox. I think I'm going to do this on my turn because I do want to get the food token here. Yes, I'll pay the ward cost. Sweet. That card is insane. Beanstalk Worm, sure. Opponent gets in with the 2-3. I'm going to clog up the board, and we get another bargain fodder. Let's go. Even though Hamlet Glutton says 7 cost, he was pretty much just a 5 cost all of the time. Hopefully he doesn't have a way to kill that. White had pretty good removal, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's a cooped up. Okay. Return from the wilds. Okay, that's great for us. That's going to make it to where I know he can't use his cooped up this turn. So I'm going to be able to curse the Werefox. And have it fight this Beanstalk Worm. Sweet, sweet. And then I can play down the land, get down our Sweet Tooth Witch, which currently trades with his Genealogist. Then next turn, maybe I can go Ashiok. Or Agatha's Champion, just whatever's better. Regardless of whether he exiles this, I still get my food, so. Okay, so he can't do anything too broken this turn. Okay, he's got a graceful takedown. This guy's got all the removal in the world. Go fuck yourself, buddy. I have an Ashiok. I'm going to play down the Prophetic Prism first here. Into another land. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and bargain this. It could be the Prism. I mean, I like our chances here. I'm going to get rid of the food. The Prism could be important to us playing our blue card. Our blue card is a total bomb, and I have lots of ways to gain back life, so. Another cooped up, okay. Into a Root Rider Fawn. Man, this guy's rolling us. Okay, well that can clog up the board. Well, I guess I'm just throwing this guy down. Hopefully he doesn't top deck an answer so I can start getting my tokens with the Ashiok. Oh my gosh. This guy's a dirty high roller. He's just top decking for days. Okay, well I guess I can play both of these. This is the one situation where I'm gonna get the food and the 1/1. Which is pretty funny. And now I'm gonna play Ashiok. Ashiok! Okay, he's just gonna give it to us. Respectable. Respectable individual. I wouldn't have quit out yet because, like, the game wasn't over, but okay. Alright, once again, we don't get to go first, but we do have a Mosswood Dread Knight on 2. And we have a back for second, so this looks pretty good. Yeah, just like you saw last game, Cooped Up runs rampant in this format, so Stormkilled Vanguard is very, very nice. Maybe we'll be able to just steal the game again with Ashiok. Oh, he's starting with a Utopia Sprawl. Utopia Sprawl was probably the best ramp in the format. Woodland Acolyte. Okay, this was a good card. It just, like, it wasn't as... This effect wasn't as good in this set as previous ones because you don't get flying. And you really didn't want to be green-white if you could choose to not do it, right? I think I'm just going to play the Mosswood Dread Knight as a creature. I just want to clog up the board here. Hopefully he attacks. He's not attacking. You're too smart, opponent. Don't do that. Alright, I guess I can destroy his Utopia Sprawl. And let's just pass. Wow, he has 3 Woodland Acolyte? This deck seems crazy. Just gonna make a wicked roll, sure. Well, I've got nothing to do here again. Okay, he's gonna Utopia Sprawl, sure. Well, I guess I can just put out my Ashiok. Get out 2 tokens. Now I've got 3 blockers. We're looking pretty good, boys. Hopefully he doesn't have an answer for our Ashiok. I guess worst case scenario, I can sack the tokens for a bargain, which would be pretty good. He's going to play down the 3/3, sure. Oh, and he's just going to pass? Okay, amazing. Alright, we'll exile this forest. Pretty nice, pretty nice. So I can rat out someone. And then I can use it to bargain if I want. Or I could just play this. I kind of just want to play this. Grow my tokens and just pass here. I'm just going to try to stall out with this Ashiok. Okay, he's got a fight spell, sure. Well, I'm going to be able to recast that, so I like that a lot. Toadstool Admirer. This was the card that was completely useless, and you never wanted this in your deck. Alright, well, I guess I probably just want to replay this. And now I keep this in exile forever. Well, let's go ahead and Ashiok again. Do we want to make the tokens, though? I think we just want to make tokens. And then we're going to get 4 triggers here. Since we use the Mosswood Dread Knight, so that's really good. I think I'm going to use that. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and untap this guy. And blow you out. Well played, sir. Thank you for playing the Ashiok minigame. Oh, wow. We actually get to go first for once. Okay, I mean, we have a 2-drop, we have a removal, and we have a 4-drop. That's probably the best our deck's going to be because our curve is just so garbage. Man, curve was a huge thing in this format. It's crazy we haven't played against a red-white deck yet because red-white was undoubtedly just the best deck in the format. Even red-black was really good. Another green deck, okay. Hopefully he doesn't have a Storm-Killed Vanguard here. Beanstalk Worm. Okay, that's scary. And he has an Evolving Wilds. Man, I would have sure loved to get an Evolving Wilds. Well, I guess I'm just going to get in here. Scarecrow Guide do work. It's crazy because I remember you never wanted to play Scarecrow Guide, but we're doing it. Opponent's going to crack the Evolving Wilds, sure. Go to Plains. Man, Radat was such an underrated card. He's going to be able to kill our Scarecrow Guide. Sure. Plays down a Baronati. Man, Baronati was amazing. That was one of my favorite cards to play in the blue-black strategy. Well, I mean, I guess we're just not allowed to play the game, so I will slow the other guy from playing the game. No food and no Wicked Roll token for you, sir. Really need to hit a land next turn or we're cucked. Ooh, Baronati number 2 was crazy. Like, even if you don't have other fairies, just multiple Baronatis make the first one so much better. Into a Welcome to Sweet Tooth, arguably green's best uncommon. No, I think that's just green's best uncommon. Okay, I guess I'll rat out. Okay, well, we hit our land here. Go to combat, get in for 4. I guess we'll be able to catch up a little bit slightly. We really need to hit a land next turn as well. He's going to play down the Beanstalk Worm, contesting our Gale Fang. We hit a land. We're good at the game. Well, I think I want to just sack my rat here. And then we have Vigilance, so let's get in. Alright, well, we're closing the gap on the race, and I can play my Ashiok now. Unfortunately, he's going to be able to buff up his Beanstalk Worm, hit us for 7, likely. I mean, I could double block. If he has a combat trick, he would just blow us out, so I think I'm going to take it. He doesn't? Okay, sweet. Let's go in with our Vigilance here. Do we want to attack with both? Yeah, let's play our Ashiok, get our tokens. His guy doesn't have trample, so... Get in there. Okay. Well, I'll keep 1 token at least, and then I can play my Vanguard. Hopefully he doesn't top deck anything here. Baronati number 2, okay. Interesting he's not using his Baronati to attack ours. He could have attacked our Ashiok with the Baronati. Well, let's look at the top 2. I guess I can kill both Baronati. Remove that one. And then we'll fight that one. I mean, I guess I don't attack with anyone here. This way, if he attacks and he has a removal, we don't just die. And then next turn I can stalemate with the Vanguard. Okay. Well, I'm going to play a Storm-Killed Vanguard. Hamlet Glutton, sure. Oh, I also have a Hamlet Glutton. That's cool. Ashiok control, baby. By the will of Ashiok, we shall prevail. Man, it's really difficult to answer Ashiok, because while there is only one Planeswalker in the set, there's also very few removal that actually interacts with Planeswalkers. One being Torch the Tower, which is in red, and he does not have access to that. Lord Skitter's Butcher, okay. He's just gonna pass, sweet. Exile that. Add that one to hand. GG, brother. Can't stop the Ashiok minigame. Man, I don't know why, but it seems like the only thing anyone knows how to do is play green. We got a Hollow Scavenger, so we're going to keep it. It doesn't really get much better than this in a deck like we have. Our curve is just really bad. I feel like if we don't flood and we actually survive, we probably have a good chance to just steal the game, because our late game is crazy. 3 Glutton, a Vanguard, a Champion, and Ashiok. I feel really good about this. Okay, well, this is good. Let's go ahead and draw. +1 in card advantage, find another Glutton. Turn 3, we get the Scavenger back. We're just accumulating value out the wazoo. 3 bowls of porridge, okay. That's hilarious. I guess if he wants to pay the 2 on the 3 bowls of porridge, like, I'm okay with that. If he wants to deal 2 damage to this, he has to do it now, because then we will have mana next turn to sacrifice our food. But I don't want to sacrifice my food anyway, because I need it for my Glutton, so he doesn't know that. And honestly, it'd be so much of a swing of tempo for him to just kill our guy that I'm more happy with that than anything. I already got a +1 by using the Mosswood Dread Knight, so... Sure. Okay, cool. Hey, that's really nice. Play the Prism. Ooh, and we have the mana fixing for the Prism now. Mosswood Dread Knight was so good in this format that he ended up being used in several standard decks, such as like the Golgari deck that was used in the World Championship. And this guy's just really good because he's essentially an infinite value engine in this format. Unless you have a way to exile him. Mocking Sprite, okay. Well, I've got a Hamlet Glutton coming up, and he has 1 mana. I guess he could have a Spell Stutter to counter for 1, but... We've got multiple Gluttons, so I think it's relatively low risk. I really liked playing the blue-black deck, but the blue-green deck, I really couldn't make work that often. Because the blue-green removal just wasn't the best, right? And like, as you've seen, you can really just destroy someone by them missing a couple drops in a row. And we're not even playing aggro decks. Okay, wow. He just discarded 2 Verdant Outrider? Well, that's hilarious. Well, let's go to combat here. See if he wants to trade. I mean, I'm more than happy for him to trade here. What's really good about this card is when it dies, it's not until the end of your turn, it's until the end of the next turn. So if he were to trade here, we wouldn't have to use it, and we could just play down our Glutton. Which is way better. This card, Tempest Heart, was honestly really bad, and it wasn't really an incentive to go blue-green. It was a card that quite often you just wanted to cut. Alright, let's go ahead and bargain. Bargain number 1. 5 mana 6/6, trample, gain 3 life. Hot Wheels beat that, baby. I know you have something to do to this Hamlet Glutton number 1, but do you know what to do with Hamlet Glutton number 2? Plus his friend, Leaping Ambush. I almost don't want to play this next turn. I kind of just want to do the Prodigy. That way, after I do that, I can feel comfortable just sacking our Prophetic Prism. Okay, he's just going to bounce that back to her hand? Sure. I mean, I'll just keep getting infinite value. That's fine with me. I don't know why you wouldn't just bounce back the Glutton. It's more of an investment for me, and I have to bargain again. That seemed kind of weird. Maybe this guy's just new in this format? I mean, he's Platinum, so he has to have some experience somewhere, right? Whether his experience is from MH3 or Eldraine, I don't know, but you have to play a decent amount to get Plat. Alright, well, I guess we can just attack here. Start pressuring him. We're at 20, so we're really in no danger. And then if he eventually wants to trade his Gatekeeper with my Glutton, I can respond with a Leaping Ambush. Or just Leaping Ambush, kill his Mocking Sprite. And then next turn, I'll actually just have enough mana to hard play the Hamlet Glutton. We don't even have to bargain at that point. Which is kind of crazy, because most games usually didn't last till turn 7, but because blue is the slowest color, we've actually gotten to this point, which is pretty crazy. I remember Imidane's Recruiter was the ugly duckling into the format. It arguably, like, ruined the format. It was the most unfun card to play against. It was the Writhing Chrysalis of the format, and no matter what colors you were always just, like, incentivized to splash it. Especially because the fixing in this format was so free, and that's why I'm really surprised we didn't see a single Evolving Wilds. Usually you see that pretty frequently, and also Brave the Wilds. Like, if Hamlet Glutton was available, I don't know why Brave the Wilds wasn't. Like, that's very strange to me. But I guess people were just, like, dipping in and out because maybe they're not as experienced in this format since it just came back to Arena. Okay, he's going to take the 6. I'm going to play this guy down, and we're going to tap out here for our Bomb Ingenious Prodigy. This is a really good card in this situation because we can just use it to start drawing more cards since we're not running out of gas anytime soon. Because our deck has quite a few big drops. Typically, I wouldn't play this many big drops in a normal draft run, but because we ended up, you know, pivoting out of blue as a main color, I was kind of forced to. And, I mean, we really didn't see that many mid-range cards in green and black, but that's okay. It all worked out in the end. Alright, well, it looks like our opponent has seen enough from the village of Sweet Tooth. Hamlet Glutton control, baby. Let's go. Alright, we're on the play with 3 lands in return from the Wilds. I think I'm going to keep this. It's not the greatest, but our deck is slow anyway. And having access to return from the Wilds means that if we top deck any of our 5-drops, we're going to be very, very close to doing that. And I think it's more reasonable to keep this hand on the play than it is on the draw. Another green player. Man, everyone's just playing green in this format. It's crazy. Alright, well, I'm just going to destroy your food. Because I have nothing to do and I want to be proactive. You have to be very careful about how you use this because anytime someone makes a removal of an adventure fizzle, you don't get the card as an adventure. And of course, he punishes us with Tough Cookie. Arguably either the number 1 or number 2 uncommon for green. This card was absolutely disgusting. And anytime you had this plus Welcome to Sweet Tooth, you felt like you were just going to steal the match. Alright, well, let's get another black for our Ashiok. He's going to replay his Hollow Scavenger. And he got a food anyway. I mean, I kind of just want to play the Howling Galefang here. Because if I get the tokens, he can just use his Tough Cookie to make something a 4/4 anyway. I'm going to get in there with the Howling Galefang. I will say maybe it was a little bit risky to use this turn 2, but I just wanted to be proactive since I knew I was always playing Return from the Wilds turn 3. He's going to get in for 3, sure. Well, if we don't get a land here, I can just go Curse of the Werefox on his Tough Cookie, and that could be pretty decent. I also have a Titanic Growth for Reassurance. That with the token is pretty decent. Oh, and he missed a land. Well, that's really good for us. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use Curse of the Werefox to get rid of his Tough Cookie because that card's bonkers. And then we can try to get in for 5 here. He's probably just going to sack it in response to gain 3 life. Okay. Sure. Well, I've got a wicked... I have a monster token, which gives us trample, which is really good. Get in for 6 there. We're winning the race. Now, my question to him is he willing to attack with the Hollow Scavenger? Because I'll trade that all day. My Titanic growth says that's the thing to do here. Oh, he's just going to pass? Okay. Well, if that's the case, stuck on 3 lands is really good for us. Is he going to crack his food here? I'm going to give my guy +1/+3, sir. What do you have to say to that, my guy? Okay. There's nothing left to be said. He didn't even let me show him my Ashiok, bro. Come on, man. Show some respect, my guy. All right, we have a Root Rider Fawn, a Prophetic Prism to draw more cards, and we're on the play. I'm cool with that, my guy. Wow, I think every person we played against is mold except 1. That's pretty crazy. I wonder if it's just because people aren't that familiar with this format, or people are just getting unlucky. He's got a white, so he could be aggro, which is really scary. Our deck does not hold up to aggro, to say the least. Put down the Root Rider Fawn. He's playing green as well. Everybody's on green, man. Into another land. You hate to see it. Alright, well, it was relatively difficult to get that guy back whenever this format first came out. And we're just bricking. Brick, brick city, bitch. Okay, well, I mean, we just drew 10 lands in a row. I guess I'm just not allowed to play the game. Ripperonis. Alright, well, we have 3 lands, Hollow Scavenger, 2 Glutton. Seems okay to me. I don't have a black, but I can pick it up along the way. Opponent is Diamond, so must be pretty good. Opponent's going down to 6, okay. Man, everyone is just mulling in this format. It's crazy. Get a food token here. The standard turn 1 food token play. Ooh, that's kind of nice. I'm curving out, baby. I'm curving out. Torch the tower? Torch me now. Torch me now, baby. He's torching. Brother is torching. Oh, and now would be the time for me to get some land. Specifically a black land. Black land, that Raging Battle Mouse all day, please. Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. Not a black land. Opponent has a bomber, man, and I have no responses. Very unfortunate. I mean, we drew all the lands last game. Hopefully we can draw at least 1. He did already use a Torch the Tower, but this guy seems pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if he just got 5 because people are not very well informed about this format since it's not the newest format. Ooh, Picnic Ruiner. That's scary. That card's busted. I'm cool on that one, Chief. Wow, okay. Give me a land, please. Hey, it's a land. I can do things with that. I'm stalling, 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 stalling. Opponent, just stay at 2 lands. Trust, trust. You can just stay at 2 lands here. It's fine. No, no, no. No, no, don't do that. Don't do that, sir. That means you have some heat in your hand, bro. I can't allow you to have this heat out here. Just let me get 1 more land, and then I'll stay at 5. Don't worry. I won't even be mad anymore. Just let me get 1 more land here. I'm just a humble man with 1 rat token. If we get to Hamlet Glutton, I'll give him a Rats from the Bay. That was the origin story of me in Wilds of Eldraine. The Rat King. Johnny the Rat King Ashby. That's what they used to call me. It was a different time. A different life. Okay, that's broken. Don't do that. No, that's broken. Holy shit, that was broken. Okay. Sure. That's Gucci with me. Can I draw a land? That's a land. I can work with that, buddy. I can work with that. Yes, sir, ski brother. I'm working, I'm working. You have no answer to this glutton. This is not the glutton you were looking for. No, stop. Stop drawing lands. You don't need those. You don't need those, sir. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this guy has an Imidane's recruiter. He seems like an Imidane's recruiter looking ass kind of guy. Honestly, the first thing that popped into my mind when the match started, I saw the name OG Fink and I was like, is that John Finkel? Johnny Magic? If it is, I feel really good that he bricked. I'm lucky that he doesn't have the Young Hero token on the Ginger Brew. Hey, it's another land. Cool. Well, I already have my blue, so I can sack my Prophetic Prism. Ayo. Bargain time. Big bargain season, baby. The scary thing is, if he has an Imidane's recruiter, he can just destroy us regardless. Imidane's recruiter just be broken like that, you know? Hopefully he doesn't have a cooped up here. Cooped up would be very, very bad. Because then he'd be able to start putting counters on his Raging Battle Mouse. Which would be vile. Alright, what do you got for me, buddy? You can't stop the glutton, baby. I'm too gluttonous. I'm too fat. I rock with the fatties, baby. The Rat King has come out of retirement. Okay. He's just passing? Sure. Well, that's a guy. I guess I can't do both. I'm fighting the Battle Mouse. Get in with the team. I ride with the motherfucking gang. Let's go. Does he have some kind of blowout? Okay. Good plays, sir. Good plays. Glutton control, baby. That's not going to be enough today. Let's go. All right, final boss battle, baby. I am on the play. I only have 2 lands, but I have a Hollow Scavenger and a Scarecrow Guide. I'm risking it for the biscuit, baby. I risk it here all day. It's a land. We're lit. We're so lit. You always risk it in best of 1, baby. The hand smoother always prevails. Is he gonna torch my guy? Oh. He's doing that, okay. Alchemist, okay. Alright, give me a black next turn. Give me a black. Or a Return from the Wilds. That could be okay too. Or a Prophetic Prism. Okay. Well, I don't have any current plays, so that's fine with me. Hey, it's a black land. I really needed that. Fuck yeah. Create a food. Create a dog. Food dog wombo combo. For a guy who's in bronze, this guy seems to know a lot about what he's doing. Seems like he has a pretty synergistic deck. That's good with me. You won't offend my dog by going in there, sir. That's fine. Is this guy still on 2 lands? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Get him for 3? Okay. I'm gonna replace my food token, sir. You were 2 lands and I have a Hamlet Glutton coming your way, buddy. Let's go! That's all it takes, baby. 3 Hamlet Gluttons and you don't even have to use them. Well, man, a lot of people ended up just quitting out because of a bad start or because of the stuff that we were doing was way too oppressive. But regardless, it was a very awesome run, and I'm glad I have been able to revisit this format. And if you guys want to see more, I'll do a couple more of these drafts if I have the time. So let me know if you guys want to see some more Wilds of Eldraine content, because as I've said before, it is probably my favorite draft format of all time, up there with the original Innistrad. But let's go ahead and do a quick little deck recap before we go. So we ended up with 3 Hamlet Glutton, and this card is pretty much needed if you want to succeed with green. One of the big things I remember about green is that if you were the green player who didn't have Hamlet Glutton, or you had less Hamlet Gluttons than your opponent, you pretty much lost most of those games. So this card, getting 3 of them was absolutely insane. I know Reed Duke had a 3-0 draft in the World Championship where he had like 4 or 5 Hamlet Gluttons, and this card is just crazy. Arguably, Stormkilled Vanguard is a slightly more upgraded Hamlet Glutton, just because a lot of the bombs in this format are artifacts and enchantments. Agatha's Champion is insane, and Ashiok was literally game-winning every single time we saw it and actually had enough mana to cast it. Unfortunately, we didn't really end up with that many of the good mid-range cards. We only got 1 Sweet Tooth Witch. We did get 2 Hollow Scavenger, 2 Curse the Werefox, so we had a little bit of interaction there. One of the key cards we were missing was Brave the Wilds, which is the 1 mana green spell that allows you to add any basic from deck to hand. And then it has a bargain effect to be able to turn one of your lands into a 3/3 with haste, which was absolutely really good in that format. And it's unfortunate we didn't have it, but Scarecrow Guide and Prophetic Prism alongside the 1 Return from the Wilds made up for that, and we ended up going 7 wins regardless. Ingenious Prodigy is still one of those cards where if I was playing a green deck, I was trying to splash it, and every time we put it on the battlefield, it was absolutely amazing. Rat Out is a great card. I didn't really get to showcase it that much because we didn't go against a single aggro deck except for that 1 red player who ended up having a pretty slow start. But in that matchup, it was great, and this card is just amazing for so many reasons, just because it enables you a bargain fodder. Even if you can't do anything more than that with the rat token, that in itself is amazing. Oh, and we also had a Mosswood Dread Knight, which was literally crazy. And this is one of the best cards to start with in the format, and so we did such that. But overall, this deck was amazing, and I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did as well. So thank you so much for getting this far in the video, and if you enjoyed it and you want to see more awesome content, make sure to smash the like button, turn post notifications on, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another banger. And as always, if it's not the goo, it's got to go. Peace.
Is that indigo?